Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Teresa Dale. I'm here with you on Facebook Live, but this is Natural Health Radio. We are your health freedom source, your health freedom news, and we need to get together and understand something very important about 5G technology. I want to talk to you about radiation today, about some things that are happening that we need to prevent happening. So welcome to Natural Health Radio. And it's a wonderful day here in California, even though it's a little toasty out. It's still very beautiful. We need to understand that 5G technology is going to some major cities, and they are putting it in this year. This is good for people who love data, and because it is just amazing data that you can do and speed of data with 5G technology. Unfortunately, it has severe side effects. It has health risks. And the other unfortunate thing is that there was a proposition here in California, a bill they wanted to put through that allowed the companies that build the 5G technologies, all the phone companies, all the technology companies, to allow them to put these cells in your backyard, right next to you, in the lot next to you, that allows them to put it anywhere they want. And this is something that we need to really prevent, because there are damages of the 5G technology, and there's 11 reasons to be concerned that we're going to discuss. And so the 5G wireless technologies could be put outside of our homes, and this was paused by a California proposition, and we need to learn a little bit more about that so we can stay on top of it. The idea of 5G is just amazing, isn't it? And the thought of lightning fast speed and fast downloads. I mean, if you want to trade downloads for your health, I mean, that's kind of ridiculous, right? So the idea of 5G is amazing, and the thought of lightning fast downloads and upload speeds in this global internet community makes sense. But do you want it outside of your home? Do you want that outside of your home? Because it has side effects, and that's what we are finding, and that's what has been proven. So there's a scientific community that's working on all of the side effects of 5G technology. And for example, we need to look at California, and we have a pending legislation happening now. And it's Senate Bill 649, that if it wasn't stopped, it would have streamlined placement of 5G small cell distributed antenna systems, called DAS, on electric light poles in front of businesses and residences. And had the bill passed, it would have eliminated local control and jurisdiction with regard to DAS placement throughout the state of California. It would have stripped local governments of their property rights and forced them to ignore safety, aesthetic, and health issues. Fortunately, in California, we have stopped that presentation. So I hope you can all hear me. I'm seeing a note from somebody that they can't hear the live cast, but that probably has to do with the person's internet and their laptop, not with us. So we're turned on, we've got audio turned on and everything ready to go, and we're doing it. So we need to know this Senate bill is 649, and this Senate bill is very important that we make sure that it doesn't go through. It was a pending legislation, and it did not pass, but we need to stay in touch with all of these things. Very important. Now, I mean, is this much to do about nothing? No, this is real. And I am going to present real things to you, I promise, on Natural Health Radio. So we are going to be learning about the dangers of 5G, how to fix it, how to protect yourself from it, and all the reasons to be concerned, so that you know when a bill is up and pending, you know more about the bill when it comes to your health and your health care. So what they have found, the U.S. is currently leading the way in 5G technology, that's for sure. And as of June 16th, the press conferences where the FCC head, Tom Wheeler, announced the opening of a low, mid, and high spectrums of 5G. There was no mention of health effects whatsoever. And it's unfortunate that people who want to make money just don't care. They just don't care that what they're going to do could hurt somebody. Now, I want to give you the absolute statistics on 5G technology and the reasons to be concerned. I have prepared this information for you today so that you can learn more and protect your family. So thousands of studies linked low-level wireless radio frequency radiation exposures to a list of adverse biological effects, including your DNA. The DNA single and double strand breaks. This technology causes DNA single and double strand to break. It causes oxidative damage. It causes a disruption of the cell metabolism and increased blood-brain barrier permeability. Now, just this one thing alone, increased blood-brain barrier permeability, means that all kinds of toxins can go to your brain. So if you increase the permeability of your blood-brain barrier, if you increase that permeability, that means that more toxins that you eat, more toxins in your environment can cross the blood-brain barrier and affect your neurological function. Do you want that? The answer should be no. But this is what 5G technology and 4G technology, but 5G technology is going to amp up all of these dangers. Okay. Also, it causes disruption to the brain glucose metabolism. Very important. It also causes a generation of stress proteins. So we need to understand that these things are serious, that will affect the way that we live, affect our neurology, so our capacity for functioning neurologically and for doing the things we're used to doing today. So these are some of the dangers of the 5G technology. And the more recently, there's the $25 million National Toxicity Program concluded that radio frequency radiation of the type currently used by cell phones can cause cancer. Okay, so do we want to trade cancer for our upload speed and download speed? I don't think so. But the reality is people who want to sell you this don't disclose this information. So people who want to sell you this are single motivated in selling you. They are not motivated in taking care of your health or even considering that this could affect you. because it's all a cover-up. That we have cover-ups going on everywhere about different things, and most of it is in healthcare today. And we have to look at the big pharma and what would they gain from your brain becoming more toxic and you're having a neurological issue. What would the big pharma gain? They gain a lot of money because they put you on drugs, they do surgery, and you have to understand this is your life, your body, and you don't want to give anyone permission to do these kind of things to you. So if you have an opportunity to vote against 5G and to make sure it's not in your neighborhood or to not live near one of those cells, then do it. Don't live near one of those cells. There are major cities being fitted right now for it, including Dallas, Texas, Austin, Texas, Waco, Texas, many different cities in California like Sacramento, also San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego, and other states. Many other states are being retrofitted for 5G technology right now. And if you go to the website, you'll see what those little cell structures look like. And we also have to know that 5G technology has effects on the skin. That 5G technology has effects on your skin. And that would be skin cancer. That would be any kind of issues with the skin, the effects on the eyes, visual. In 1994, a study found that low-level millimeter microwave radiation produced lens opacity in rats, which is linked to the production of cataracts. Okay, so, and in 2003, a Chinese study has also found damage to the lens epithelial cells of rabbits after 8 hours of exposure to microwave radiation. And a 2009 study conducted by the College of Physicians and Surgeons in Pakistan concluded that EMFs emitted mobile phone caused derangement of chicken embryos, retinal differentiation, so that it affects the retina in chickens. I mean, every country does studies, and they are not to be negated in any way, because most of these other cities and countries don't have a big pharma, so they're more free to give you the results of the studies that they do. Now, there was a Russian study in 1992 about the effects of radio frequency and microwave radiation on the heart, and they found that these frequencies in the range of 53 gigahertz, that which 5G proposes to use, impacted the heart ratio variability, an indicator of stress in rats. Another Russian study in frogs. How can you study a frog? I guess it's very, very tiny. Careful studying, right? On the frogs whose skin was exposed to MMWs, found heart rate changes, arrhythmia. So think about it causing all kinds of symptoms. But if you're living in one of these areas, and if you don't know it, if you don't look around to see what's outside, and all of a sudden you start getting arrhythmia, you go to a doctor. And the doctor says, go on these pills. But you have to understand what causes what. Please. Even the smart meters on your house are nothing compared to the 5G radiation that you would be exposed to if something was within a certain distance from your house. And I would say it should be at least a mile away from your house, at least a mile away from your house, because these things scatter energies and frequencies, and we need to be very careful. If you want to find out where cell phone antennas are, at no charge, and you want to know where you're living or working and if it's safe, go to antennasearch.com, www.antennasearch.com. It's a nonprofit, and it's a free website. So it might be antennasearch.org. Okay, but either one of those two will take you to a place where you can put your address in, and a map will show up, and it will show you where the cell phone towers are located. It'll even tell you when you click on it who owns them, what the address is of the cell phone tower. But one thing it doesn't tell you is the direction that it's facing. If it's facing towards your home or towards your work where you're sitting 8 hours a day, it's not good. It has to be a certain distance. A mile is very not good. Okay, to have no effect, it should be 4 miles away. 4 miles away. Okay, and what they want to do with 5G is put it in your next door lot, right on the electrical pole. They want to do bad things, okay? It affects your immune system. There's another Russian study in 2002 that it examined the effects of 43 gigahertz microwave radiation exposure on the blood of healthy mice, and it concluded that the whole body exposure of healthy mice to low intensity EHF, EMR has a profound effect on the mice's immune system, and it has also effect on cell growth rates, effect on bacteria resistance. You don't need to be more exposed to bacteria, but our body, if it's healthy, if we eat the right foods, has a lot of strength to normally resist these bacteria. Okay, we don't need to weaken our immune system, and that is exactly what the 5G radiation would do as well. And it has serious effect on plant health as well. I mean, they've done study with plants. And so think about food sources, think about growing food, and 5G radiation being very close to all of these fields that are growing food. So we have to make sure that we understand that this bill, that where they wanted to put it in your backyard, didn't pass, and not yet, but it could in the future if we're not aware of it. So we want to go to any activist post for Senate Bill SB 649, and just make sure you're always aware of this, because you don't want to turn around and have it in your backyard. That means that, your body is exposed to things that it shouldn't be, and that your immune system would become weaker, and we need to just take care of you, right? So one thing that's very interesting is the U.S. NTP $25 million study proved that radio frequency emissions from 2G causes DNA breaks and cancer of the brain and the heart. That's only 2G. This is 5G. Okay, over 220 international sciences have sent an appeal to the World Health Organization that RF emissions are already out of control. They're too high now without the impending additions from this bill. An increase in healthcare costs, just what we need, due to growing health problems in the population, is one of the side effects. Is this, it will affect healthcare cost. So we have to also know that if we are at work and we are exposed to 5G technology, it would lower the productivity at work due to negative health impacts from the increased wireless radiation exposures. We have to understand also the Lloyd's of London is so very interesting, and the Swiss actually related to two of their major health insurance companies of the world, will not cover medical expenses incurred due to the exposure of electromagnetic radio frequency, EMR, cell phones, Wi-Fi, cell tower antennas, DAS, and any of these smart meter devices, because they are propagating the health field, and there is more and more health reactions to these things. So the Lloyd's of London and through Switzerland, they will not cover these things because everybody has them. And what they need to do is change the way that they're living their life a little bit, to maybe download a little slower, maybe not use Wi-Fi so much, and all the cell phone tower antennas that are going up. Now, there is environmental devastation from loss of oxygen producing foliage due to damage of trees and vegetation from the EMR exposures, and also environmental devastation from astronomical increases of approximately 124,416 pounds of CO2 per city every day, or 1.6 trillion pounds of carbon per year nationwide emissions from powering up the 5G DAS infrastructure 24/7, and this doesn't include the carbon footprint created from all the other low T network and clouds. So we have to know that this can destroy our environment. So I've given you the bad news, okay, but this could be looked at the good news, because you can only help yourself when you know what to do, when you know what to do, when you know where to live, where you know how to manage your home. If you want to have a home that has Wi-Fi, then just understand that this can affect you if it's running at night when you go to sleep. If you want to turn it on and turn it off, okay. If you've got 5G close to your house and you're using 5G in the 5G cities, you have choices. Choices are to move. Choices are to move your home. Choices are to move out of the city. So you have to voice your choices. You have to communicate your feelings and make a better choice, make a better change in your life. And one of the things you can do if let's say you have already been exposed to radiation from Fukushima, all of the nuclear radiation in fish. Let's say you've been exposed to 4G, 5G, 2G, and you have wireless, and you have all these things. It's like in your studio, right? I mean, when you have all these things going on, what you need to do to offset that neurologically, immune-wise, is to do the radiation kit that I have created for this purpose. It's called a radiation kit. It incorporates a homeopathic remedy to detoxify and neutralize all of the radiation in your body. You need to take my bioiodine to help the thyroid, the ovaries, the prostate, the adrenal glands, because those things are hit very hard, and we want to make sure that we keep our thyroid and everything balanced. And then also you want to take everything that's in this kit. There's 3 things in this kit. So we want to affect the brain in a positive way to make sure that our neurology is functional, right? Well, the radiation remedy and the things that I mentioned are designed to do this. So it's a kit. Contains 3 products. Do it. Bioiodine phenomenal. It's also it's so gentle, but it's also so powerful that these two things will protect you, almost like a vaccine and radiation. One of the things to look for, one of the things to start your family on now. If you have children near cell phones or using cell phones, don't do it. Change the way that things are done, because their brain is still soft their tissue of their skull is still soft at a very young age, and we want to make sure that it's more easily penetrated than an adult, because their skull gets harder over the years, and we have a lot of soft tissue when we're very young, and all of that is easy to penetrate the brain and cause learning disorders and things like this. So we want to make sure that we protect our children as well. The one thing that I can tell you is this radiation kit is awesome. And to get it out of your brain, you want to use the HGP formula, the hepatic glutathione pathway formula. This is a formula that opens up that methylation pathway, opens up that hepatic glutathione pathway so the toxins can be released. If this pathway is locked, if this pathway is blocked, you will not get rid of the vaccines, the heavy metal, the radiation, the toxins that go into our brains from the time that we are a child. And where we're not knowledgeable and didn't know that certain things would affect you. So what we want to do is to detoxify our body, get rid of the radiation, detoxify our brain, have a healthier life, and make good decisions. When I say make good decisions, make decisions that will not affect your body in a negative way. You want to keep your immune system strong. You want to keep the gut microbiome strong. The gut microbiome is all of the bacteria, the friendly bacteria, are working together in harmony, and it makes your gut very, very strong, and you want to keep that going the way it needs, just the way it's supposed to be. And when you're exposed to a lot of radiation, that can break down some of this and break down your immunity. You don't want that. You want to build it up. So check on our website, wellnesscenter.net, and you can find out much more information about radiation, my articles, all kinds of information. And then if you're ready to check out the radiation kit, just click on order here, and you'll see some information there that will give you ingredients. It's all clean, homeopathic. The radiation formula is a homeopathic remedy that I created to heal myself of radiation poisoning from Chernobyl. I created it for all of us, okay? That is in the kit. The bioiodine for your thyroid is in the kit. We want to do those things, very important to help protect our body. So it's called Radiation Kit. And it's at drdaleswellnessstore.com, drdaleswellnessstore.com. Now, if you want to detoxify your whole body while you're at it, just feel free to get the slow cleanse or the whole body deep cleanse. The difference is that the whole body deep cleanse is going to help the body, assist the body in dissolving gallstones and kidney stones. Okay, it will also clean out all of the filtering organs and work with two emotions that are responsible for a impacted gallbladder. One of them is resentment, and then the other emotion is related to the liver, and that's anger. So the liver and gallbladder work in harmony together, and we need to keep them happy. So my suggestion is, if you're interested in detoxifying your whole body, do either the slow body the slow cleanse or the whole body deep cleanse. And then don't forget the radiation kit. Radiation kit is essential. I mean, I healed myself of nuclear radiation poisoning from Chernobyl when I was over there in 1985. It's just that we don't want nuclear plants. We want a bunch of windmills, and we want solar cells, and we want to make sure that we empower people in office who feel the same way as we do, because we want clean energy. We want clean energy in cars. We want clean energy in everything. And we don't need a 5G cell tower next to our home. They're making them small. Okay? But that doesn't mean that means they're small, but they're really powerful. Okay? So, as they figure out ways to make the energy even more powerful, but make the containers smaller, it can be deceiving. But if you go to antennasearch.com or antennasearch.org, you can it's .com. Okay, we can see, thank you, we can see exactly where these things are, and close to our house. You don't want them next to your house. You don't want them even a mile from where you live. Now, when you think about people who are going 5G, like New York City, like New York, certain places in New Jersey as well, in the East Coast that are now doing it, you have to understand that people who live in these cities with 5G, where the building next to them has this on their roof, you're looking for, well, what do I do? Well, I have a little solution here. Best solution is to get the radiation kit. Okay, for very little money, you can get this thing and start this thing. It's homeopathic. Do not drink caffeine. It's not good for your adrenal glands. Stay away from caffeine. But this kit is effective for protecting you against radiation, but also in detoxifying what has accumulated in your body. The other thing you want to really consider is detoxing your whole body. Okay, with the slow cleanse or the whole body deep cleanse. And for all these poor people living in cities, I feel sorry for so many of these people who are unaware, or if they are aware, they have kind of dug themselves so deep into a community that it's difficult for them to leave. And if that's your case, then allow me to make a suggestion. You can go to a website called lessemf.com, LESSEMF.com, and they have a variety of things to put inside of your house that would line your windows, like curtains and different things that have metal in them. And some of them are not very conspicuous at all, like mesh fabrics that actually can create like a Faraday cage, so that you have this in your bedroom when you sleep, that your body is protected. And that's what it's going to take for your body to be protected totally. But the radiation kit will protect and keep releasing inside of your body and keep neutralizing and helping your body. But to not have any exposure to it is what I'm talking about at lessemf.com. And they have a mesh fabric you could use as curtains. They have curtains. They have all kinds of things to build almost like a Faraday cage in your bed, in your bedroom, or in your apartment when you're living in New York City or other places that are just so rampant with EMFs and radio frequencies. So we have to take care of ourselves, because our only other option is to be okay with going to the doctor and having brain surgery or having heart surgery or having cancer somewhere. I mean, you've got to take control of this, and that's what we're helping you with at Natural Health Radio. We are helping you with this by giving you this information. So it's positive because these things exist. So to put your head in the sand and say, oh, nothing, everything's fine, my body's healthy, I'm going to be fine, that's great. I want you to do that. But I want you to do that with education. Okay? So you learn, you have the education, you do things to protect yourself while you're saying, I'm fine, I'm going to be great, my body is healthy. You're going to do the positive, but you're also going to be smart and you're going to protect yourself. That's what we do, and that is what I would really suggest you do, is to become totally aware of the things that affect your health in a negative way and to avoid them at all cost. And if you can't avoid them, then create an environment in your house where you live where the exposure is either non-existent or at a very, very slight level. Now, these things you can buy at lessemf.com are not expensive, but they do block radiation. And I want to highly recommend that you check out that website. I don't own that website, but you definitely want to check it out because it could provide you some necessary answers, solutions for where you're living right now. Okay, and then in the future, you can plan on moving away from the cell towers, away from the 5G. And, for example, I don't have Wi-Fi in my home. I have Wi-Fi in my office because the whole building has Wi-Fi. Okay, but I do not have Wi-Fi in my home. Now, when you turn on your computer and you go to turn on your Wi-Fi setting, you can pick up all the Wi-Fi that's in your neighborhood and that's going through your house. Okay. And you don't want to join that to bring that as far as being part of your home. You want to stay away from Wi-Fi and block as much of it as possible. Okay. So that is living more out in the country. That is being more in control of your environment so that you know what kind of meters on your house. They just put on smart meters. Even if you send letters not to and you disagree with it, they'll still want to put a smart meter up. And there are blockages for smart meters that you can find at lessemf.com. So when I was in Germany, in France, started getting sick and didn't know what it was about. Went to my doctors there that were training me, and I said, I feel sick. I don't know why I feel sick. All of a sudden, I have the cold and the flu, and I have a fever, and I don't know what this is from. And they tested me, and they go, well, this doesn't make sense, but you have nuclear radiation poisoning. Where would you be getting that? And this was before they actually announced it. In Germany and in France, they didn't announce that Chernobyl blew up until 2 weeks after it blew up. And I was sick. A lot of people were sick. And that's what my doctor said, that he was also my teacher, that you have radiation poisoning. We don't know where this is coming from. Why are you testing for radiation poisoning? And then a week later, we found out that Chernobyl blew up, and I was on the path to fix it because I already had exposure. I already had toxicity from it. And so what we did is I set out to find a cure for it and combined a combination of different homeopathic remedies and took them every day to neutralize it and eliminate it from my body. And I ended up having to leave. I was going to be living in Europe and teaching in Europe, and I had to come back to the United States in order to get out of the nuclear radiation fields because they were everywhere. The only place that I traveled to that didn't have it very much was in Portugal, but even Spain had it, and Switzerland and France and all the countries there. Germany had nuclear radiation, and Poland got some of the worst radioactivity there. So what I'm saying is this will work, and it's called a radiation kit. It is there waiting for you. Learn about it. Also, I have a diet called living in the 21st century and detoxifying radiation. And so I've given you a radiation diet. It is on my website under articles, and you will see yourself feel a lot better by following this diet. It's called Diet for the 21st Century, Detoxify Radiation. And we only have about 10 minutes left, but I wanted to give you that because I feel you need to know what to eat. And if you're eating a lot of fish and it contains nuclear radiation, which it does, because fish swim from Japan all the way over, they swim everywhere, okay? And so they've caught fish in the Pacific, and they've analyzed them and actually found plutonium and cesium in them from Fukushima. So this is about enhancing our consciousness, enhancing how we deal with our life. So I would suggest that you learn to take action steps. And one of those things to take action on is your diet to help you with eliminating radiation in food and in cell phone towers and all of these different things. It's a pervasive thing, radiation. Radiation is all around us, and what we need to do is to be aware of it, make a different choice, change. This is the C word a lot of people don't like, is the change word, but I can assure you it will pay off. So, many times I have patients who are eating veggie burgers. They're eating veggie burgers, Daryl, and they're saying, okay, I tried this new veggie burger. I'm addicted to it. It's like awesome. And I'd say, well, and then they'd say, but I started not feeling good after eating it. Why is that? I go, well, how many did you eat? Well, I've been eating one every day. Well, send me the ingredients. And in the ingredients in a veggie burger, which is not organic, is maltodextrin, canola oil, which is GMO, all kinds of carrageenan, different kinds of toxic foods that they're selling in health food stores as being healthy and being a veggie burger. It tastes good, okay, but it doesn't have good ingredients. So my patient was getting sick from all of that buildup of those toxins builds up. It just doesn't run through you every day because the toxins you eat actually migrate into your cellulite, into your tissues, into your tendons, into your joints. It doesn't just go in and go out the other way, okay? And the absorption of the nutrients from any food depends on the ingredients and being non-toxic. So you're going to absorb less good things by eating a fast food burger than if you are going to, at home, make yourself some kind of vegetarian dish, or beans and rice and kale and vegetables. And if you want some meat, then have some organic chicken. You'll absorb more nutrients that way than eating toxic food that you get at a regular supermarket or you get when you go out to eat. Be very careful with what you're eating. So we have to know that even veggie burgers, if you look at the ingredients, you don't want maltodextrin, you don't want carrageenan, and you don't want canola oil. And you do not want sugar, any kind of sugar. If it's coconut sugar, it's fine, but you don't want evaporated cane juice or evaporated cane sugar. Okay, but you can have stevia, you can have all of these coconut sugar, xylitol, all of this stuff is okay. We have to consider that our absorption of our food is not going to be same as our the person that eats organic food, we're going to absorb less good nutrients than the person who's eating all organic, healthy foods. Okay? One of the reasons is there's less junk in that. That burdens the immune system and that hinders absorption and digestion. So that's another reason why eating healthy food is so very important, and not eating any food with radiation in it. And because if you look at, we're getting it from our cell phone, we're getting it from our Wi-Fi in the studio, we're getting it from whatever Wi-Fi is in our home, our cell phone, and I think it's out of control. I think it's totally out of control. And I feel like we are the only ones to get it back into control, that we have to take charge and conduct and run our life in agreement with nature, and to love ourselves just a little bit more, love ourselves enough so that we can get rid of some of these kinds of interferences with our body's balance and our immune balance. So we have only a few minutes left, and I want to thank you for coming to the show today. And I can see all of you here. I thank you so much for being here. Check out the Radiation Detox Kit, and you can find it, read about it on drdaleswellnessstore.com. You can also read about it and get the anti-radiation diet for the 21st century at wellnesscenter.net, and look up articles. And I want to hear from you. Let us know what you want to, what you want me to talk about. If you have a pressing topic that's in the news, or something that's going on with your body and you want help with it, just send us an email and let us know. And we will try to give you this information. This is why I talked about radiation today. Someone emailed us and let me know about radiation and the 5G situation. So we wanted to give it to you, and we're so happy. Get on our free newsletter so that you can become educated in any updates on radiation. Just go to wellnesscenter.net and click on subscribe. It's up at the top green index bar. So we're going to say goodbye for today, and next week we're going to have a very special show. We want you to tune in because we're going to teach you the latest on balancing hormones. Don't forget, tune in, learn about balancing your hormones and how that affects your immune system, your digestion, your weight, your skin, everything. Learn about balancing your hormones next Tuesday, 1 o'clock. You and me, it's a date. We'll see you then. Take care and bye for now.